This is Favors Financial Topics, various topics. So, overcoming financial setback, what should you do? Neuroticism. Determine how anxious or calm you are when it comes to managing finances. And you know it. If you are slamming the table down, or you are balling up paper, or you find yourself yelling all throughout the house or whatever, you are highly anxious. And any decision that you make is going to have a negative impact. And so you need to maybe set aside a better day, a specific day that you handle um, finances, say on a Tuesday. So then you don't have the rest of the week all anxious and anxiety ridden, huffing and puffing at people and things like that. So extroversion. Recall how talkative or quiet you have been when it came to managing finances. So if people know about your finances based upon you and what you say about your finances, people know what they can get from you, how they can come to you at a particular time in a month, right, to get whatever it is you got. Usually a man who has a dating rotation oftentimes um doesn't really need to work, because he got one woman who will really, all of the women will give him some kind of money, hundreds of dollars, right? And because women, we do talk too much. We talk too much about what we got, and then whatever we are wearing tells a lot to the person about what we got. So you want to think about how talkative or quiet you have been when it came to managing your finances. Openness. So reflect on the ways in which you use your money in a variety of ways, and or those times you use your money routinely. And the routine, to sustain financial stability, you want to be routine. You want to be habit forming. You don't want to take a lot of risks. That's why if you want to take risks, then the best thing to do is not touch your principal, and then work some overtime to get the money to take the risk, versus risking all that you have and betting and thinking that you're going to get a proper return. How is it that you think some of these people who are lulled into a false sense of belief, false sense of truth when it comes to Ponzi schemes, and they use all of their money? I can't believe you got $300,000 in the bank. You are retired, and you're going to give that person $300,000 of your money and just hope for the best? No, you make sure that you keep whatever it is you're going to keep and give them 10,000. That means you shouldn't tell them what you have. Don't tell them what your net worth is, so that you don't become a person who use your money inappropriately because you want it to be open to risk. Well, you're at an age now, you can't afford to be open to too many risks. The people who invested in um, the investors of the financial recession, who lost everything, they were so open to the subprime lending and that trading on the market, collateralized debt and mortgage backed securities, and they were so open to experience because they thought they were going to get a lot of money. But it was no different than a Ponzi scheme, and it was robbing Peter to pay Paul. And so you want to maintain routines, because remember, you are 100% responsible for yourself. So if you give over your $300,000, who's going to take care of you? People don't have that kind of money to take care of you today. And so that's something that I want you to think about. And then agreeableness, reflect on the times you have been trusting, stingy, as a high-low dimension, acquiescent, antagonist, or antagonistic, high-low dimensions, and then lenient or critical. And I think there's a time and a place to be stingy, and I think there's a time and a place to be trusting. It just depends on the target. So you in your life, it may be a good idea to be frugal, thrifty, not always too stingy, but setting good boundaries. But you may have to be trusting when it comes to giving your money over to charity, and just trusting that they're doing what they need to do with it. So that's something that you may be agreeable with. And then acquiescent and antagonistic is something I just don't want to be a person who is acquiescent. I just really don't. Even in a good situation, because that makes you, I think that eventually creates passive aggression in you, that you feel like you have to give over everything and that other person is not doing anything. And then lenient and critical, it depends on what it is, like I said, if you got a person who's always asking you for their rent, at some point you're going to have to sit them down and have a conversation, which is the critical aspect of it. Because then you giving them money all the time is you being too lenient. And you can't be that agreeable in your life to the point that you give them, even rich people have boundaries with their families. Even people who have trust and will inherit, the rich person sets boundaries. They can only get so much at 18 years old, then they can get so much at 23, then 25, 30, 35, and then the rest later, right? They don't give their kids everything all at once, even if they may have access to everything all at once. They don't allow them to have sustained access, right? So you want to reflect on your agreeableness. And then the last one again is conscientious. Design a plan for how you will be punctual with paying bills, well organized in overall financial management, and ambitious in pursuing financial stability. And if you set that as a vision, that financial stability is the goal, I believe that is something that will help you along your journey. Because you can accomplish many more things if you are financially stable. But it's definitely hard to do that if you are sort of making ends meet, struggling paycheck to paycheck. So you do need a conscientious plan. All right. Hopefully you were able to gain some insight from this series topic. Like, subscribe, and visit. Like the video, hit the notification bell for future videos. You can visit my website, which is still in development, reginayfavors.com. You can always email me with a question, reginayfavors@yahoo.com. You will be able to purchase the book by the end of October 2021. I'm hoping that I will have it completed, completely revised rather. It is already written and done. I just have to edit it. It is Overcoming Setback, 5 Keys for Entering and Exiting Correction. Thank you for visiting the channel. Coming soon is my new book that I am working on presently and hope to complete by the end of the year, December 2021, preferably February 2022, and that is Favors, Financial Recovery, Psychological Approaches to Overcoming Financial Setback with some workbook elements. So it is the it will be the book that will support the audio series, although I have developed the audio series prior to actually writing the book. So be on the lookout for this new book. When it comes out, when I finish, I will create an audio introduction to the book. Thank you again for visiting the channel.